Hello YouTube, this is Obzy's guide to the very basic first steps in Elite Dangerous on the PS4. I'm currently playing on a PS4 Pro. Regardless of what you're playing on, you can tweak the settings to get the best possible performance out of your system. We'll have a quick look at options. And the main ones we need to worry about are graphics and controls. We'll have a look at graphics first. Okay, first of all is your field of view. This is how much of the cockpit you can see. It's effectively like sliding the seat back in the cockpit so you can see more out of your peripheral vision, I think it's called. I have that set to one click below full. Tweak it to your preference, whatever you like. Camera shake when you're flying around and you transition between different flight modes. The camera can bounce about quite a bit. And for those of you prone to a bit of travel sickness or feeling a bit queasy, it can be a bit unpleasant, so you might want to turn that on. I currently have the quality setting keyed in. You can change that over to performance if you're running just a bog standard PS4. Not taking the piss or anything. Each to their own. Okay, that's all good. We'll have a quick look at controls. For those of you running a PS4 Pro, remember, seem to help. Okay, next we'll have a look at controls. What you need to do is go to select classic context, and then whatever inputs we program in from classic, we'll turn it into a custom profile anyway. I'll go through each and every step. Flight rotation. First thing you need to do, leave everything as standard, but go down to yaw into roll and turn that bad boy off because it just gets annoying. Your right stick lets you yaw right and left, but with yaw into roll turned on, when you use your left stick to roll right and left, you will yaw a little bit to begin with, and it just gets annoying. It makes things inaccurate and it just gets to be a pain in the ass. So turn that off. Flight thrust, I didn't alter anything there, just leave that as standard. Alternate flight controls, leave that as standard. I'll go through those when we take off. Flight throttle. Here, this is important because this is a get out of jail free card. Set speed to 0. Bind this to L1 and R1, both pressed at the same time. That's both of the bumper buttons, and that will get you out of trouble. And I'll show you why in a bit. Flight landing overrides. You can change the way that the controls handle when you're actually coming in to land, but you don't really need to do that, to be honest. Flight miscellaneous. No, we don't need to touch those. Targeting. Leave everything there as standard. Don't worry about the blanks. That's just if you have like a fancy HOTAS, H-O-T-S, hands on throttle and stick setup. If you have more buttons than you have on a standard controller, you can map those in. I think you can map in a keyboard as well, but I haven't tried yet. Cooling, we don't need to worry about that. Not for taking off and landing in the station anyway. Miscellaneous. Let's have a look. Nope. Don't need to touch anything in there. Leave that alone. Mode switches. No, that's just like looking around inside the ship. Don't need to touch anything in there. That's fine. Incidentally, just in case you were wondering, if you accidentally, you can have 2 different bindings per input, most of them anyway. If you put a binding in and you want to remove it, say for instance, you know, UI panel up, if I put X in there or square in there by accident, you can go back into it, activate it, and if you press your options button, it will clear it. It took me ages to find that out, handy to know. Headlock mode, this is one you will need to alter. As standard, it's set to direct. When it's direct, when you're in headlock mode, you use your right stick to look around inside the cockpit. In direct mode, when you let go of the right stick, it springs back to the centre, and so does your head, which is really annoying. Put it onto accumulate, and your head will stay where you left it until you again click the right stick, and then you'll be looking forward, which is nice. We don't need to worry about any of these other ones, really, I don't think. Okay, so apply that. And we go back to our ship. Right, so I'll tell you what controls I'm using. I'm going to click the right stick now, so I can look around inside the cockpit. Just use your right stick. You can activate motion controls. It's somewhere there in the options. You go and find it. I'm not going to make you sit there for like 20 minutes while I go and find the option. But you can have this set to use the motion functionality of your controller, of your DS4, or whatever controller you have instead. But that is just a pain in the ass as well. So I've turned that off. Map it to the right stick. As you can see, I'm looking straight down. Click the right stick, you snap to the front. Click the right stick again. Look around, so say for instance there's a ship there, you want to follow it while you're turning, see where it's going, and then snap back to the front, see what's going on. Okay, shall we take off? I think we shall. So, use your D-pad to select things here. Don't worry about anything else in the cockpit, just get used to the way the ship handles. So we go to, just to drag things out a bit, we go to return to surface. Click your right stick, have a look around, see we're going up into the station. Okay, right, you're sat there, ready to go. In front of you there is the exit to the station. Before you take off, click your left stick, watch the top right hand corner of the screen, click my left stick, and I'll be in alternate control mode. We go down to launch and launch. Okay, so we're off of the landing pad now, and we're lined up. We're in alternate control mode. See, alternate flight controls. So left makes me go left, right makes me go right. This is using the right hand stick, by the way. Up just makes me travel straight up, down makes me travel down. Be gentle with the stick, don't bump into anything. Okay, your landing gear is still down, so we need to hold down the, let me think, the circle button. Hold down the circle button, press down on your D-pad. Everything that happens with your ship gets detailed up here. Your landing gear's up. Use your right hand bumper to bring your speed up gradually, gently. Pitch up, pitch down, roll left, roll right, strafe left, strafe right, strafe up, strafe down. There's also an option in controls that allows you to have, see that little dot in the centre of the screen, the little orange dot? It's handy to have that turned on because it helps you with the orientation of the ship. You're not allowed to go over 100 meters per second on exiting the station, so take it nice and steady. And just creep out. If you get in any trouble, both bumper buttons at once sets your speed to 0. Don't panic. As Douglas Adams said, don't panic.
Welcome to our station.
Okay, so we're going to leave the station. Keep your speed down below 100. We're going to pick up a bit of speed then. I clipped the side.
Warning.
Oh, there you go.
Minimum clearance. Advise.
As you can see, we've got a proximity warning up there. In the red, it says prox. That means proximity.
Trespass alert. You do not have permission to be inside the docking bay. Exit the station.
Oh, I was going too slow then. Let's get out of it. Don't go too fast. If you go too fast, as in above 100 meters per second, you'll end up with a speeding warning. See, they thought we were hanging about in there for too long, and we would have been in trouble. Right, best thing to do, just head out into space. Just head out into open space. once you're more than 7 kilometres away. If you look over here, once you're more than 7 kilometres away from the station, you can do what you like pretty much, apart from shoot it. Don't shoot the station, it's not a good idea. Okay, so get a bit of speed up using RB, right bumper, and then play with the controls of the ship. Use your pitch, use your roll, use your yaw, left and right, using the right stick. Thrust up, thrust down. If you look at your speed over here, which is to the right of the radar in the middle, the sensor screen, you'll see I'm on 251. If I bring that back until the stripe is in the blue, the ship will handle a lot quicker. It will pitch, roll and yaw, all of it a lot quicker. So just aim to keep it in that blue bar if you need to be manoeuvrable. Okay, hit both your bumper buttons, set your speed to 0, and then hold down your square button and press left on the D-pad for the target panel. You can use your bumper buttons to cycle through all of these. What we need to look for is contacts and the station we just left, Love Connolly. So select that. I'm going to unlock it just for the purposes of the demo. Lock your target, hit circle to come back out of that, and then you can turn around and have a look at the station basically. Add a bit of speed, make your manoeuvre a bit quicker. There we go, she's 19 kilometres away. So we'll just stop. Right, to dock on a planet or at a station, you need to be within 7 kilometres. So we're going to move up to 7 kilometres. Use R3 to have a look around. Make sure there's no other ships around. You should be fine. Be careful with what you do with the circle button, because the circle button makes you boost, which is all well and good, but not so good when you're inside a station. It will make you crash. Okay, so I'm going to stop. Right, to enter a station, as you can see, is rotating anti-clockwise. So we'll stop, and what you need to do is practice with getting lined up with the docking port, and then using your left stick, your roll left, to match the rotation of the station. There you go. It's a bit fiddly. You don't need to move the stick much. But there we are, as you can see, we're more or less following the rotation of the station, and that's what you need to do as you go through the mouth of the station. Once you're inside it, the rotational effect cancels out and you're fine. But for now, just practice doing that a bit. Or go for a fly around the station. Most stations are just a cube, they don't have these arms. I wouldn't recommend doing it at this station. I've done it myself. You end up flying into the arms, and then they think you're being aggressive and you get shot down, and that's it, you had it. Right, so what we're going to do, when we get within 7k of the station, we're going to use our square button, go left, go to contacts, select Love Connolly, go down to request docking.
Landing permission denied. Decrease range and resubmit.
Okay, there we go. We need to be within 7,500 metres, 7.5 kilometres to get docking permission. So we're going to move on up. Remember, if all else fails, if you've done that binding correctly, use both of your shoulder buttons, L1 and R1. No, sorry, LB and RB. Oh, L1 and R1, you know. Those ones above the triggers. Pull them both at once and you'll stop. Let's get on with it. I'm currently in standard control mode. I can alter that by clicking L3. See up here? Alternate. Standard. Alternate. Standard. We're staying standard for now anyway. So it's just flying like anything else. In a flight simulator, except you've got upward and downward thrust as well, which is what I'm using the right stick to do to position myself. Right, we're going to stop and request landing permission. You don't have to stop, you can do this while you're flying once you're used to it. There. Request granted. Have a look in the middle. Proceed to landing pad 16. So that's what we need to look for when we get in there. You've got, just under 10 minutes to do it. So there's no rush. When we approach the dock mouth, there are sets of lights. Red on one side, green on the other. You want to be staying as close to the greens as you possibly can. Okay, we're going to go for it. Remember to keep your speed, which is down here to the right of the radar. It's currently at 82. You want to be keeping that below 100. As you get closer, hold down your circle button, keep it held down, and press down on the D-pad to lower your landing gear. You cannot land without your landing gear.
Landing gear deployed.
Switch between the two different modes to adjust your angle and approach. Keep rolling left to stay lined up with the mouth of the dock. We're only going 41 meters, I think that's meters a second. See these lights over here? The lights on the mouth of the dock are green, the lights on that side are red. Try and stay next to the green ones. If you don't, you run the risk of going into another ship.
Approach vector is nominal.
See, there's another ship going in. Or is he coming out? No, he's going. No, he's coming out. So you need to stay out of his way. Slow and steady. If at any point you get worried, just hit both of the bumper buttons in your stop. We need to find landing pad 16. Both bumper buttons. Have a look around. Where is landing pad 16? Use your roll. As long as you're stopped, you can roll without fear of hitting anything. You'll be fine. Where is 16? Landing pad 16. Let's find a bit further. We'll find it. Am I missing something here? The other ships will have... Oh, it's right there, look. Just as you came in the door. Okay. Keep your speed low. You got your landing gear down anyway.
This station operates a zero-tolerance policy towards criminal infractions. Obey station.
400 meters from
Speed to
Takeoff.
0. Maneuver yourself so you're looking straight down at the pad. You don't always have to do this. You can kind of land as you would in a normal aircraft. Get yourself directly above it. That little blip in the middle, get that lined up with the centre, and just fly down towards it, basically. As you get closer, you'll notice this display in the middle will change. I'm doing this super slow. Switching between the different controls. Watch that radar display, it will change as you get in closer. Okay, full stop. You take yourself around so you're facing forward. Watch that radar display. You need to get your ship in the middle of that target. So you can go left, see it goes red, you won't be able to dock. Right, you can use your throttle to move you backwards or forwards. The aim is to get yourself slap bang in the middle of there, and then just use your right stick to bring yourself down gently. Gently is the key. That's it, you've landed. Right, if you want to keep on watching, I'm going to do that once more. I'm not going to talk about it. Watch up here to see what I'm doing with the ship status and the controls and everything. Watch down here to see what I'm selecting. And watch up here for messages from the station. So I'm going to launch. I'm not going to talk through this. I'm going to do it as quick as I possibly can to show you what you can actually do when you're used to the controls. Just to prove that I'm not a noob. I'm just doing everything really, really slow for the purposes of illustration kind of thing. Right.
Touchdown confirmed. Engines disengaged.
Landing gear
Have a
retracted.
productive visit, Commander. Landing coupler disengaged. Clear for departure.
Watch what I'm doing with my speed. You can look for notifications down here as well if you're going too fast. But like I said, I'm not going to talk too much for this one. There you go. You can see we're just gone past 3 kilometers away from the station. Still speeding. Don't want to speed too much. Keep it below 100. No fire zone left. We're no longer speeding, so I'm going to use my circle key to boost away from the station. Something I'll cover in another tutorial, but you have power distribution over here. So you have systems engineering. No, not engine. Systems engine and engine? Systems engine and weapons. You can select all of those using your D-pad. It's your power distribution, basically. You press down on the D-pad, and that resets everything. Okay. If you want your craft to be a bit more responsive, like I said, remember to keep your speed down here in the blue. And you can also push up on the D-pad a few times to divert all of your power to your engines. Just makes it a bit nippier. I'm going to boost away again. Bring her to a full stop using both bumper buttons. Take the speed down to the blue. I'm going to go straight back in dock. Right, I'm going to shut up now. Just watch.
Scan detected.
Cheeky bastard.
Request approved. Clear to land on pad 04.
Speed below 100, remember. Remember your landing gear. Circle button, press down. When your landing gear is down, you go slower anyway.
Landing gear deployed.
Right, let's get in there. Well, I'm landing pad 4. that's the end of this tutorial. Thanks for watching.
Unsanctioned acts of aggression will not be tolerated. Obey station law and enjoy your stay.